Well, I want to thank you for having the joy of covering this football team at Baker University. Nobody's done it better than Coach Grossner and his coaching staff. What a job they have done. These seniors for Baker won 43 ball games. They have gone 16-1 in the South Division. Nobody has done it better. I take my hat off because when Mike Grossner took this job, the thing he said, two things. He said, I want to win a national championship, nearly did 2 years ago. And he said the other thing, the Baker kids will hit you. Sometimes they're not as skillful as other teams, but let me tell you something, they will flat hit you. He was right. That defense helped win the game today. I want to thank a lot of people. I want to thank our presidents, Dr. Dan Lambert, Dr. Pat Long, and what a job she's done for athletics at Baker. I want to thank Lynn Murray. My athletic directors, Teresa Yetmar, to Dan Harris, Hall of Fame football, soccer player, Nate Hauser, what a job he did. Our coaches, Charlie Richard, has started me in this great journey 30 years ago by calling me in my office and saying, would you be insulted to call our playoff game at Bethany? I said, no, I'd love to call it. Two things, can I get on the bus? Secondly, will you room me with some assistant coach who doesn't snore? In my opinion, Coach Grossner would disagree. A guy named Mike Gardner kicked a field goal, which I still think to this day was good. But I can't tell you I'm completely objective when it comes to Baker football. I want to say this, some people have been great sponsors through the years. I want to acknowledge them. It starts with the Baldwin State Bank. When we take a look at it, Carl Butel and Brian, when we started doing this game years ago, he said, will you go on the road with the team? I said, sure, because I said you get twice the audience. That's what we've done through the years. I also want to thank Robbie and Gary at Arrowhead Hardware, to Cecil Miller, one of my original sponsors. I'm not sure the doors of Baker would be open without him. Peach and Ted Models. I want to take my hat off to Mel and Alice Hawk of State Farm in Kansas City, and Susan Teal. Let me tell you, and Bob New and Lydia New, these people are great sponsors. Let me tell you what makes me the most proud of this whole trip and wonderful journey I made at Baker. And I told this to a couple of my students today. I said I've done this 62 years, broadcast Baker football for 30. And here are three things I'm proud of. Number one, I never had to step over anybody to get a job. And in our noble profession, that's rare. Secondly, another thing I'm proud of, and that is the fact that I never had to fire anybody. Thank goodness for that. I could have had been director of athletics at KU, but they told me I had to fire a coach, and a friend of mine said, I'm not doing that. And the final thing is, I saw two of my best students here today. I was able to get 82 students jobs on a first-time basis. That includes Kevin Harlan, the announcer of the year. What a job he's done. Gary Bender, worked for ABC and CBS. I want to also take my hat off to Brian Haney, now the voice of the Kansas Jayhawks, and Bill Curtis. But you know the best part? The best part is coming to Baldwin City. Coach, I have never come to the city, and Baker University, I did not feel better. You have always treated me kindly. And when I was a loudmouth play-by-play guy, when I was 18 and 19, people didn't think I was nuts for broadcasting games of myself. I want to thank you for acknowledging that. And I'm going to tell you what, if I were doing a baseball game, and Coach Grossner, we wouldn't play baseball today, it's too darn cold. But if I were, I would conclude my comments by saying, I'm rounding third and heading for home.